Have you ever wanted to create a digital course? Something where you could share your knowledge regardless of geography and you'd be able to reach people asynchronously so they could take the course at their convenience instead of having to wait for you to become available? Or if you're a corporate trainer, have you ever wanted to create a very quick course to help somebody with safety issues or compliance training, or maybe just a new product is rolling out? Or if you're like me, maybe you'd like to create a digital course to support your classroom training. That's something that I've always wanted to be able to do more of because it allows me to support all of my learners, because not everybody learns at the same pace, and having a digital artifact that accompanies my course would allow students that are struggling to have something to lean on, and those students that want to get ahead have something that they could use to explore new areas of the topic we're studying. But the problem with digital courses is they take forever to build. They're pretty complex, and there's a lot of work and effort put into creating the framework for the course, the outline for the course, the content templates for the course. It can be a lot of effort that can take weeks. And if I'm trying to create courses, digital courses to support my classroom, I just don't have the prep time to do that. Except maybe if there was some way that we could use AI to help me construct that digital course to get a lot of the work done so that I can then customize what's been created and make it an excellent course for my students, that would be a very cool thing. Which brings me to this video. In this video, we're going to take a look at AI Course Creator by eSkilled. And they're sponsoring this video. They reached out and I looked at their product and I said, okay, this is something I really want to share with everyone because I think it's very, very useful, and it's a product that I can see myself using a fair amount in the future. It really does a great job. But the best way to understand it is let's build a course. So in this video, we're going to go from nothing to an outline for a course that we can then start modifying and making our own digital course. In this video, we're going to create a digital course on data modeling for business intelligence. So I'm going to go to the eSkilled AI Course Creator website, and I'm going to log in using a free trial account. I'll put links down below so you can get your own free trial account and give it a try, which I highly recommend you do. Let's take a look and let's log in and start building a course. So once I've logged in, I can choose the client that I'm going to log in with. In my case, it's Learning and Technology with Frank. You can have multiple clients if you'd like. So if you're a developer where you're helping companies create digital content to support their staff, you could actually have multiple clients that you're supporting. I only have the one, Learning and Technology with Frank. And you can see here that I'm currently under a free trial. I've gone in and done some modifications. I put a little logo of myself here. I've got a profile in here. I'm going to go ahead and create a course from scratch. Now, when I create the course, it's a very simple process of just filling out some information and then allowing the AI to generate a lot of the course content. You'll see. So the first thing I'm going to do is give the course a name. Let's give it a name. So I've given the name Data Modeling for Business Intelligence. Then we can describe the course. This is optional, but I do recommend that the more you can give to the AI the creator, the more it's going to be able to create a course exactly the way that you would like that course to be created. But this is going to be a lot easier than having to build everything from scratch. So let's put in a audience description. I've put in a description of my audience. In this case, it'll be students that have taken some data courses already, but they now need to learn about data modeling. I can then go in and I can describe the course in detail. This would be great if I was given a document of the course that was required for me to develop. For example, if I was doing this for a client and they said, we would like a course on this, I could put this information in here. Or if I have a brainstorming session where we've come up with the objectives that we'd like for the course, or specifically the purpose of the course, I'm actually going to not fill this in. I'll leave this as optional, because what I am going to do is attach some files. I have some files around this data modeling course that will help the AI understand what I'd like in a little bit more detail. So when it comes to attaching files, I can upload documents, and there are multiple different types of files that I can give to the AI. Units of competency, a curriculum document, if I'm working with a organization like a corporation, a staff handbook, and there's lots of different types of documents that I can give to the AI. I'm going to load up a few different documents that I have when it comes to data modeling. So the documents I'm going to load up is I'll have a units of competency. So it's a PDF document, and this does need to be a PDF document. So in some cases, if you have a lot of previous curriculum development that's done as Word documents, you just need to convert them to PDF. So I'll put this in, and this will be a unit of competency. So I'll add that in. And I could go in and add additional documents. So I'll attach another file in here. And in this case here, we'll upload maybe I have a course outline. So in this case here, I have a course outline for the data modeling course. And that would be an example of some learning resources. And I can continue to add documents if I already have them. And this will help the AI make a course that's really geared towards myself or my organization and will now go next. So underneath here, there'll be some course context. What I'm going to do is first, I'll choose the breadth and depth of the course. For this, you can see that I can have just an overview course to support some learners that maybe need to do this as a prerequisite before coming into class. I could have a focused course, which will be concise, but it'll be, a complete coverage of the course subject. I could have a standard course, right? That's a thorough coverage of the course subject matter. And I can even have it create a comprehensive course, which is much more detailed. For this one here, let's go ahead and choose a standard course. I could also do comprehensive, but I'm going to do standard for this one. The more you put into the course, if you want to have a comprehensive one, it may take a little longer to generate, but it can do this. Now, in terms of reading level, again, I have some options around reading level, so this is great. I'm going to make it a standard, which will be really reading age of between 12 to 14. Actually, maybe I'll make this 15 to 18. It's always best to choose a reading level that's a little bit below what your actual audience is because, just to make sure that everybody can read it. But I'll make this one fairly difficult to make sure that the wording and the course itself has, moderately complex wording, something that would be appropriate for somebody in the 17, 18-year-old range. In terms of language, I will choose English UK. In terms of tone of voice. So I can go into tone of voice and choose, this is pretty self-explanatory, casual, professional, funny, dramatic, excited, encouraging. For this one, if I was creating a digital course to support my students, maybe it's a difficult subject for them. So I might want to create this as an encouraging digital course, something to motivate them if they're struggling with the course. In this case here, I'll choose professional. So we'll make it a professional level language. But again, you can choose an appropriate level of language for your audience. I'm in Canada, so I'll choose Canada. And this makes a big difference because it will choose examples and case studies from Canada or with a Canadian context. This is great so you can customize it for the geography that you're most likely to use or the geography that you'd most likely want to represent for your course. There's other considerations I can put in here. So there's up to 2,000 characters on things like any industry context or any context around what I'm trying to achieve with the course. A lot of times what you can do is if you have an organization that is involved in the subject matter, such as a project management organization or a business analysis organization, you could put some context in there saying that you would like this course to conform to agile project methodologies or to any type of additional context or considerations. I won't put anything in this one here. I'll say next. And now what I'll be able to do is choose a category. So underneath category, you can see here, if I'm creating multiple courses, this will help me. I'm going to put this into, I have the data science category here. Maybe I'll make this the business intelligence category. So I'll make this the business, I don't know if I can spell business today, business intelligence category. And this would help me as I'm developing more and more courses to keep things separated. In terms of topic navigation, here's where I can choose whether learners are going to take a linear path through the course or whether they can have free-form navigation. I will allow them to have that free-form navigation as opposed to linear. And then I can add learning objectives. So I can put learning objectives at the beginning of the course content. I always like to have learning objectives. And you can see, and this is amazing to me, I can have case studies included. And those case studies will allow the learner to think about applying things in real-world situations. I really like that. I can then select a theme, and there's a lot of different themes that I have options of choosing from. One of the things with the themes to bear in mind is you'll see images on the themes. We're not going to use the supplied images. These are just placeholders, and you'll see that before I even began developing this course, I pulled some videos that I want to share. I pulled some images I want to share. I pulled some icons that I might want to use. So you still can bring your own personality to the course. You can customize it. So here I'm really just looking for a template that has the color schemes that I might like. And I'm going to go with this professional. That would look good. And then I'll go next. And now I can have quizzes. So at the end of each section, we can have formative assessments, which are always great for learners to have an opportunity to do a formative assessment. Maybe use that as an opportunity to have a little bit of metacognition to reflect on what they're learning. I can have true and false questions, and I can also have single and multiple answers. So you can combine the two together, and I can set, how many number of questions for each topic. I can let the AI, the eBot, decide that, or I could say maybe I only want to limit it to a maximum of 5 questions. So maybe I will set a maximum here, and I will send it 5 quiz questions. That's the most I want. I don't want a 10 question quiz. Maybe I even want to bring that down. I'll make it 4 questions at the most. Then I can have the navigation tied to the quizzes. So for example, I could say that in order to progress in the course, the learner has to answer the question correctly, or I might allow them to progress on a wrong answer. This really becomes whether this is a course I'm designing to ensure that learners understand everything, or at least have done a formative assessment to acknowledge that they can answer the questions correctly. Or is this something where it's a resource to learners where if they don't get a question right, they can still progress? So that's pretty cool. And now what I can do is I can either generate an outline manually if I want, but I'm going to generate one with AI. And what's going to happen is my little bot here is going to take all of the information that I've given it, and it's going to begin the process of generating an outline for the course. I'll just quickly pause the video while it does that. Okay, so the bot has come and it's created an outline for me, and that took about 3 or 4 minutes in my case. So that was great. So I'll say okay, and let's see what kind of outline has been generated for this course. And here's a great thing about the outline. It goes in and it gives me an outline, a topic with subtopics, but I have control over whether I want these subtopics. I can trash them, or I can add my own custom subtopics in here. So you can see here, this is going to give me a lot of different topics and subtopics. So this is actually looking pretty good. It's got a lot of information. This looks like it's going to be a great course. Now, just as a heads up on this one, the course outline that I provided to the AI creator was for a course that was about 60 hours in duration. And that particular outline had, some different topics and objectives in there. And that just allowed me to create this really nice outline, or allowed the AI to create these really nice outlines. And if I scroll down to the bottom, I can say that looks good to me. And now I can create the course content. And this is amazing to me. And you'll see, I'll meet you on the other side. I'm going to generate the course content. It's going to go through and start generating the content. And at this point, this is going to take a little bit more time. So in this case, you can see there are 70 course topics that it's going to generate. That's going to take a little while to generate. So at this point, I might decide to read a book, or I might decide to grab a coffee. It's fairly quick, but I'm going to pause the video, and right now I'll look at my watch and we'll see how long this takes. Okay, so my course is complete. 70 different modules. That's quite a lot. And it took a little bit over 30 minutes, about 35 minutes. Now, when you see what was generated, you'll see why using the AI course creator is such a valuable and time-saving tool. So I have gone and generated this course. I have all of these different areas that I can have the students go through. If I go into my learning objectives, you can see I've got learning objectives here, a lot of information in here. And what's really nice is that I have complete control over this. So I have my learning objectives. Let's go into one of the modules here. So if we take one of the modules, there'll be a paragraph introducing data modeling. If I go through, I can, there'll be ones that I can break down. I can go into further detail. And I have the ability to then customize this course to match exactly what I would be looking for. So let me go back into my introduction to data modeling, and you can see that I can navigate through the course, defining data modeling. I can see if this is exactly what I would like. It's got some really nice tools in here, or nice graphics in here. It's got some tables in here. It's already a very complete course. I will want to make some changes to it. So I would want to be able to I can put in images, I can put in interactive activities like a flip card or a hotspot activity. I can add media, so I can bring my own media, including linking YouTube videos or linking videos that I may have. So it'll have a quiz in here. So I'll go into I can add or edit questions to the quiz. So you can see I have my quiz. I can set the correct answers in there. I can shuffle the questions. I have a lot of control over making modifications, but there's a huge amount of the structural elements that I need in order to have this digital course. So let's go into example for my cover page here. You can see here, this isn't a bad image at all. I could even use this template image here, but if I wanted to, I can go in and make modifications. So I can hit the gear here that will allow me to make modifications. I could go in and I could replace this image. So I could upload an image from my own library if I have images of my own school, or if I have my own classroom, or maybe something related to data analytics or data modeling. I can browse a local image library. I'd have to create that library. I can even generate an image through AI. So you'll get a number of credits where you can create AI generated images that will allow you to create different images throughout the course. And there's even a free image library. So if I go into the free image library, I can do a search in here. So maybe I'll go in and search pixels, and maybe I'll search for data center, and we'll do a search and see if there's something on pixels for a data center. And you can see here, this would be perfect. Maybe this one right here. And it'll put that into here. I'll say done. And I can modify the theme. I can modify the theme style as I go through, but I'll say done here, and we'll save that. It'll take a few moments. My little robot's showing up again. So my little AI bot, and I've now set my cover page. And now you can see I've got the change here on the cover page. And as I go through, you'll see there's a completion page as well. So I can set this up, congratulations, you've successfully completed this unit. Again, I can make modifications to this. Let's go into maybe data integration with the Azure Data Factory here. And maybe I'd like to add some elements in here. And I'll just go into, I'll go into the dimensional modeling. So I'll go into dimensional modeling. And the reason I'm going to do this is because I have some media here on dimensional modeling. So I will go in here, and if I choose this block here, I could go into an image, but I'll go into a video. So if I scroll down a little bit here, you can see I can do an accordion where it breaks down into sections. I can even use the AI assistant to create a practical example or generate a case study at this point, generate a scenario. I could even do text to speech in here. as we explore this course, what I like is that it's able to create this structure for me, but then I can go in and modify it, and it may take a little while for me to do all of the modifications that I want, maybe changing some fonts, maybe changing the quiz questions, adding media and such, but it has created 70 different areas, lessons in here that are going to allow me to really have done the vast majority of the bare bones, or not the bare bones, quite a detailed structure. And in this case, it was a focused course. If I did a comprehensive course, it would even be more. But if I go in here, let's say, for example, media, I could go let's do a video on the bottom. So we'll do a video on the bottom, and here I could go in and I could grab a YouTube video. So I'll put a YouTube link in here, and then I can use that video. That's the video URL here. So I'll go ahead and put that in there. And now you'll see that it's embedded that video into here, and then I would be able to embed any videos. Now, of course, you do want to make sure, in my case, I would probably choose videos that were on my channel, or a channel that I had permission to embed the videos. Depending on whom I'm sharing this with, I might not want to embed videos that I don't have, really permission to use. You can often, if you can embed it, that means that the YouTube creator has allowed you to embed it, so you're usually fine. But if you're going to sell this course or make a commercial digital course, I would recommend that you make sure that any media that you're using or anything that you're loading that's not yours, you get permission before. That's just good practice all around. So I can go in here and I'm actually putting categories in here, put information in here, so I can keep track of a lot of videos that I might have in here. And of course, if I don't like this, I can just drop this all together. So we can go ahead and delete that and go back to building the course. So you can see that what I'm able to do here is have this structure built for me that's going to be very useful. I'm not going to go through all of the features here, although if you are interested, comment down below. I'd be more than happy to do a super detailed dive into this, but you can see that I've got a lot here. Now, here are some things that I can do. I can go and change my course settings. This is for the course as a whole, so I can make changes to all of the things that I put in here, documents and such. I'll go back to editing the course, and I'll cancel that. No changes there. And then what I can do is I could go into the course and make edits to the different topics. So this is very handy if a new topic comes out in data modeling. I don't have to rebuild the whole course. I can just go and add that topic and have some content generated and then modify it. And I can preview the course. So if you look at previewing the course, you can see it's got a nice interface here. I can make modifications to all of this template in here. You can see like a typical nice digital course. We can go in, we can see my learning objectives with a description of what each of those learning objectives are. I can go into the introduction to data modeling. You can see that I've got information in here. I have my navigation button so I can move around the environment. I would be reading all of this as an instructor or as somebody who's going to publish this, just to make sure it really reflects exactly what I want. But I have found that it does a really good job. So you can see here I've got some questions in here. I can progress even though I haven't answered the question. Because I set the option to be able to progress in a non-linear way. And you can see there's things like case studies in here. So there's an entire case study here that I can use. This would be something that I might go in and edit a little bit, clean it up a little bit, just the way that it's in here. But you can see that I got the structure of a case study in here. There's some nice introductions to Microsoft's data platforms. That was something that was in my course outline, to make sure that people had access to that. Again, a little bit of a quiz there. And you can see that if I wanted to, I could make changes to the course and I could modify the content. Another thing that I can do is I can download, and these are SCORM compliant courses. So in this case, I'm in the free trial. So to have the download of the SCORM files, you would need to have your annual subscription. So that's a good reason to get the annual subscription. not only can you create a lot of courses, but if you're then publishing those into your own LMS, that you can get SCORM compliant files there. So that would be something that I'm definitely going to be looking at, is getting the annual subscription, because I do see myself using this product on a fairly regular basis to support all of my classrooms now, because it's something I can definitely see as delivering value. As you've seen, it's so easy to really create the structure and really a lot of content for the course. My cat Blossom is very impressed, and I think we'll be building a lot of courses together here in the office. It's something that you can use if you need to do a quick, short course, or if you want to do a more complex course, or as in my case, create a course that can support your existing students. I'm very impressed with this. I think the AI Course Creator is something that is definitely worth looking into. If you're interested in seeing more about AI Course Creator, comment down below. I would like to do some more on this product, because as I've been developing courses using it, I've become quite impressed by it, and it's something that I found has saved me just an enormous amount of time in creating digital content, digital courses. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you in the next video. Maybe Blossom will join us there as well. And don't forget to like and subscribe. See you in the next video. Take care.